Oh, here we go. Wait a minute.
I tried to find a picture of Iger looking sad, but he never looks sad. He always has that something grin on his face. Anyway, here we are. This is the big New York Times article. I will send the link, but I'm not going to read quotes from it because we'll be here all night.
Yeah.
I mean, the palace coup at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, I think
it wasn't really a coup. It's like you name your son as king, and then you do everything to undermine him.
Suffice it to say that everything that our community has been saying about Chapek and Iger and all that, going all the way back. If you follow Midnight's Edge, Doomcock, Valiant Renegade, WDW Pro, that Park Place, all of them, we've known what was going on for the longest time, and it's just now that the mainstream media is starting to acknowledge
talking about it.
Yeah,
all the stuff they would call us. Oh, you're hating on Disney, and no, we're just trying to find out what's going on.
Darth Plato says Grand Moff Iger. Yeah, kinda right.
Horizon Talker. Well, have a good night, Horizon Talker.
Take care, buddy.
Yeah, the palace. Okay. Chapek. I feel sorry for Chapek, especially after reading this article. He made mistakes. I'm not saying he didn't make mistakes, but through this article, you see why he did them. For starters, he really didn't want to get involved in politics.
Right.
In fact, he was annoyed with Strange New World, but he couldn't cancel that project because it was already heavy underway by the time he took over leadership there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess he didn't sign on to something that all the other companies were doing, which I guess I forgot what her name was, Susan something. I think she was telling him, "Oh, go sign on to this. This can sign to this thing. It's very mild." But then he decided, "Nah, we're not going to do that either." And then people were getting angry. So then they thought he went too far in the other direction when he was doing the apologies and going after. The quote unquote "don't say gay" bill and all this. Exactly. And
well, he was trying to run it like a CEO, like a business. We don't want to alienate anybody. We do not need to be taking a stance on politics. It's just that simple.
I think he did screw up on streaming from what I read in the article. I am going to say this. It might have been a different story had the pandemic not happened. I think he thought, we're stuck in the pandemic. People aren't going to theaters. Let's put these movies we're going to put out in theaters on our streaming service to get people to subscribe.
Yeah.
But that turned out to be a big mistake, especially with the Scarlett Johansson thing. That was probably something he walked into that Iger would have realized, no, we can't do that. Iger probably would have known not to do that.
Well, this article, just to kind of sum it up, makes it very clear that Iger spent or sacrificed at least millions, potentially billions of dollars just to make himself look good and to make Chapek look bad.
Awful.
It's that simple.
I do want Chapek had a lot of bad people working under him too. Not everyone, but some of them were.
And clearly no backup from the people that were around and above him.
Yeah.
The business. I mean, a CEO that's not allowed to be on the board that's not the way it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
And it was very clear that and actually, who did a great job on this. Midnight's Edge has a great video about this article specifically. It does kind of a nice rundown. I'd recommend you just go check it out.
Yeah.
But it points out that Iger, as CEO, didn't like doing all the work type stuff.
No, he didn't. He liked the schmoozing.
He wanted to do the schmoozing and going to events and hobnobbing with celebrities. He wanted someone else to do all the work stuff. And what was unfortunate was that he put someone in charge that he thought would just be, just a paper pusher and doing whatever he said. No, this guy intended to be the CEO because he was the CEO. And ordinarily you would have a board that would say, yeah, he's the CEO. What's the problem here? But no, everyone who was on the board was just puppets for Iger. They still are. And this is why you get what you get. I just want to point out, and I've done this before, and I will do it whenever I feel, it appropriate. I said back then, when a lot of people thought that Chapek was going to save Star Wars and he was going to save Disney and all this kind of stuff, I said, he's feckless. He doesn't have the power to do the things you think he can do. And then when he comes out with the apology tour,
that was a disaster.
The groveling, I said, he's feckless and useless and he's done. And sure enough, they kicked him out. There was a certain other YouTuber, a cantina proprietor who banned me from the channel and, blocked me on social media because, when people don't like what you have to say, you're the problem, not the message itself. But once again, Troy was right.
The whole story is here. Okay.
Yep.
In the article, you can read it. It really looks like Chapek was played for a fool in many instances. His reputation got destroyed by this too. He'll never get this kind of power again. Some people thought he could technically probably try to sue Disney over this, but then that would look bad with his family, who have been big Disney supporters. So he's kind of stuck. He's on some board at some medical organization now, right? We mentioned that a few months back. But, was on the job for like 6 months, and he got sacked. Kathleen Kennedy ran Lucasfilm on the ground, and she's still employed.
Yep.
Make that make sense. I have no idea why there is
radical
heads rolling at Lucasfilm.
Exactly.
Right now.
You have to understand that they are operating on a completely different business model than any rational person would think. We keep assuming that a company wants to make money. This company does not. They are willing to shovel away billions of stockholder dollars to promote themselves and their ideologies. I can't think of a better model for socialism. That's exactly what this is. So when you understand that, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so Iger apparently had his contract extended to the end of 2026. After that, he says he's out. I have a question. If you're going to be his next pick to take over, what would you do as far as laying down ground rules? I think the ground rules is, Iger, you're gone, period.
Yeah,
out.
Exactly.
I will not work with you while you're at this company. You can have a nice exit. Because they made a point that Chapek didn't even get to resign, like do the usual.
But
I want to spend more time with my family, blah, blah, have an easy way out. Instead, they just cut him. Yeah.
Again, you're making sense, and that's not reality here. The reality
is the job then. You're going to
he is already handpicked his successor, and she is going to do everything he says. This time he's getting it right. He's putting his puppet in place, and he's not going anywhere.
Well, good luck, Disney.
Yeah.